Hello and welcome to Lynchburg Live. I'm your host, Linda Smith. My guests tonight are Michael Meek and Jon Cros, owners of Terrace on the James restaurant downtown in Lynchburg. And Terrace on the James has gotten to be one of my favorite restaurants lately. Michael, Jon, welcome to Lynchburg Live.
Thank you.
You know, I've eaten at the Terrace on the James on numerous occasions, and the food is always excellent. You guys are fairly recent owners. How long have you owned the restaurant?
We purchased the restaurant in September of 2010, and we've made some changes, and we came on board and took it as is. We never closed the door, so we kept it the name. We bought all the proprietary rights and everything, so we're real happy to have taken it over.
That's really cool. Tell our audience, please, where you're located.
We're located downtown Lynchburg in the Bank of the James building on the 8th floor. We are actually, the entire floor is part of the restaurant. So when you come in, you'll see the restaurant piece, but you'll also have the terrace experience as well.
You know, that's one of the things that I think is so cool about this restaurant is that the elevators just spit you out right there on the 8th floor, and there's nothing else. You don't have to search for the restaurant. You're right there in the restaurant, so I think that's cool. How's business?
Business is going really well. We had started out a little slower when we first took over, but we're gradually gaining back a little bit more and more of the market share as we go through each month, so we're very excited about that.
You know, I keep thinking it had to have been a leap of faith buying a restaurant during this really terrible economy.
We get that a lot, Linda. We both are very passionate about what we do, and we both came from the corporate world, and this opportunity came about, and we did exactly that, a leap of faith, and that's what it was. We didn't know if we would be able to survive it, but we're in our 8th month. We're doing great. We're booking events, and
Wonderful.
We're really, really happy.
So the economy actually has not hurt you.
It's actually helped us in a way by budgeting. You know, people just have a budget. People that eat out on a daily basis, people that don't cook or whatnot, they actually have a budget set forth, and that's what their weekly budget is, and we've actually helped them by making that price point something that they can afford.
Now, were both of you involved in food service before you took on this restaurant?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I worked for a very large insurance company and was a property and casualty sales agent.
And Jon?
And I was an HR manager for a large insurance company as well.
All right, so first question that pops into my mind is why a restaurant? What would make you decide to do a restaurant?
Well, Jon and I have always wanted a business, something that we could put our heart and soul into. When you work for someone else, you know, you can just do the job for them, you know, and now we're doing the job for us, and we're trying to make that work. And so far, so good.
Are you both from the Lynchburg area?
I am not. I'm actually from Houston, Texas, a little small town to the east of that called Beaumont. But I moved into this area about 15 years ago and went to work for Home Depot, and then left Home Depot and went to work for this insurance company.
And I'm actually from Richmond. I grew up in Richmond, Virginia. Same type of experience. I moved around a lot within the East Coast. Where I last lived was up in Delaware outside of Philadelphia. And then my job actually moved me here, and I was excited to come back into Virginia.
Have you all known each other a long time?
About 10 years.
About 10 years.
That's great. I guess if you can get along for 10 years as a friendship, then you can probably get along as managing a restaurant.
Exactly.
What kind of background do you have in restaurant ownership, or do you have any kind of background in
none? None. We did exactly what you said. Jumped out on a limb of faith, and you know, I'm a cook, you know, by nature. I've always, you know, been the one that people went to and said, "Can you fix this? Can you fix that?" And holiday parties or company parties, I would always bring food in, and people were like, "Wow, that's really good." So I thought, you know, how hard could it be to produce? I used to, you know, shudder when it was 20. Now I shudder when it's 150. You know, I don't have a problem anymore. That the volume is there.
I'm still at the shuddering stage when there's 20. All right, does each of you handle a specific area? Like, is one of you better at management and another better at food service, or do you just both do everything?
I'll let Michael talk about his the cooking experience. Mine is more the human resources, since I have that in my background. So I do a lot of the hiring when we do hiring. I also handle the Facebook piece of it. So I really enjoy being able to market Terrace on the James through Facebook. as well as the website. I like to work with inside our website as well. So that's really more what I handle.
I like your Facebook page.
Oh, well, thank you. And I also, we kind of do all different types of trades with inside the restaurant. But
I'm sure you do.
We do a lot of the waiting tables, and we just take turns in doing different things that need to get done.
Then I think will make this a success.
Absolutely. You know,
Because
we both take a huge role in everyday, day-to-day operations. My role is basically making sure that the kitchen runs smooth, the food is taken care of, the ordering, the processing. You know, people just think that, you know, you order food, but there's hard supplies, cold supplies, soft supplies, you know, paper, napkins, forks, spoons, knives. It all
See, you sound like you know
goes together.
everything about restaurant business. Was there a terrific learning curve, or did you just jump into it?
It took us about 2 months, I think, to really kind of get our hands on what it took to run the business and actually make the business run itself, if you will. We basically just are at the helm, guiding, you know, left and right, steering. You know, we have a very talented cook who works with us. His name is Amos Beck. He's been there for as long as Terrace on the James has been open, and you know he does the routine stuff every day and cooks all the meals and takes care of all the short order as well.
He really is an excellent
We both
cook.
have a retail background, so I think that helps. Where I ran a department store for many years when I first got out of college, that helped. And I think you know what profit and loss is. You know what the customer is looking for. They're the main focus. So I think running those type of businesses, Michael worked at Home Depot. That retail side really gives you the edge to go into a restaurant because it is very customer focused and it's about the customer experience. So I think that's what really helps both of us.
You know, that makes it sound like that you really are better prepared than someone who's just going into it with a restaurant background.
We had some friends ask us when we got the restaurant, you know, they were just amazed. They had no idea what we were doing. And when we told them, they were like, how did you know how to do that? I said, well, running a business is kind of like common sense. You just need to make sure you take care of your customers and make sure that you take care of your, you know, all your things in your business to make it run. And it's pretty easy.
And we want to listen to what they have to say as well. We ask them constantly, you know, how was your meal? We also want to know, you know, was there something that we can add? Mexican Day was something that we added because the customers have asked for it. We've heard a lot about, can we do deli subs? And we did that last Friday, and it was a huge success. So we're listening to what the customers are saying, and that's important. We also greet most of our customers by name. Once we get to know who they are, I know probably everybody's drink when they come in, just from being able to wait tables. So I have their drinks coming towards them as they're already going to their table. So I think that it also feels like maybe like a Cheers a little bit, where we kind of know your name and know who you are. It helps in that experience as well.
It also has sort of a family atmosphere when
I
you
think so.
know
I think the building
personnel.
makes it feel like that because we know most of the people inside the building because they are our regular customers, but we're getting to know a lot of people through the city as well because we're getting a lot of new customers.
Now, you all have made some changes in the restaurant.
We have.
You want to tell us what they are?
There's more to come as well. Our recent changes, we've just changed the paint color. It's a vibrant red now in one of our rooms. It's a bamboo khaki in another room, and then a bottle blue in another room. We have 3 different dining rooms and places that we can cater or host events. So we just try to change that up a little and just clean and make sure that it's presentable. We've added a couple pieces of furniture, some new tables, new chairs, a new bar. A lot of different things have been added, and we're just going to continually, do that to help grow the business to where we need to get it.
You all have brought a film, and it's an excellent film. Phil, if you'll run the film, we'll get Mike and John to tell us what this is.
This is just an overview of the Terrace, looking out on the historic James and historic downtown Lynchburg. This is a view of our terrace. It runs along the full sides of the restaurant and in the front and back of the restaurant. It's open for business right now. You can come out and enjoy the beautiful weather.
Some new paint color and some
That's the new
lighting.
vibrant red and the new lighting and the new artwork. Spacious dining room. That's our coffee station. That's our bar area.
Cool cows.
That's our full salad bar. It does have, 2 soups every day, chicken salad, tuna salad. This is our spirits
middle room that has the
bar.
bar.
And then that is, also used for...
It's also the room where we host, where we do the Lynchburg Morning Rotary every Thursday.
Oh, cool.
So we're always looking for newer events as well to be able to do in the morning.
This is a small luncheon event, corporate
That's our
luncheon
third
with
room.
a speaker. That's the 3rd room that's painted in blue. And then this is the front corporate room where we also do a lot of corporation things. They do a lunch and have a speaker as well.
You know, one of the most impressive things I think is the view of the city on a clear day
It's
or
beautiful.
a clear evening. It's just absolutely beautiful looking off across the river.
As you get the view of the fountain on the water, City Hall, and just all the buildings around. It really makes you feel like you're part of Lynchburg.
Yeah.
I went to Terrace on the James with prior owner when I was with Nationwide, so we did a lot of catering events. We held an event there, and I wanted people from our other regions to be able to see Lynchburg and experience that. So that's why this restaurant has a little bit of a special feeling to me, because I think it really gives you that feeling that you are in the heart of Lynchburg.
It really does. What's your dining capacity?
Well, if you wanted formal seating, we can do 297, but we do open those rooms all up, and you can stand. We can do about 400 standing for cocktails and butler served hors d'oeuvres.
And diners can still dine on the terrace.
Yes.
That's correct, in good weather.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Good weather.
Now, what kind of food, what range of food do you serve?
We serve a simple fare for our restaurant food. Because we run the business, during the day and we cater at night, there's 2 or 3 different scales of food. But it's a simple fare for our buffet. We have hot bar selections every day. We have a special every day. On Tuesdays and Fridays, we have cheeseburgers that start at $5.50. That's a 5-ounce Angus patty with French fries and a drink, and that's $6.14 tax included. We also have a full-line salad bar. We also have stuff you can order off the menu, paninis and sandwiches and that kind of stuff.
I know that your luncheon menu is very reasonable compared to
We
many other
actually
places in
raised our
Lynchburg.
prices and thought that was going to be difficult for us, but we're still in the market share and cheaper than most of the downtown dining experiences.
You'd ask us, I think, earlier about what some of the things we changed, and food was something we did change. We went with a higher-end vendor for us for being able to purchase food from, as well as that whole experience with the menu. We wanted to make sure that we had the paninis, we had those wraps, and we were able to give everybody a little something when they come in from lunch. And buying local is very important to us as well, so we're trying to, this summer, hopefully, be able to bring in those cantaloupes and fresh tomatoes and things from the local farmers, as well as working with our local vendors here inside the city. Connor Produce is one that we've enjoyed working with, so we really do want to stay local.
That's great. All right, how many people do you have on your staff?
It's just John, myself. We do have a dishwasher, and we do have a full-time cook, and then we do have some seasonal help. So it takes about 5 or 6 people to run the restaurant. Now, for our catering events, we have up to 10 people on standby staff, because when you get that many people that need to be seated and plated and served, it does get a little complicated.
You know, having eaten there for a lunch, but also having been there for an event, to me it just seems like you would have to have tons of people to pull off what you all pull off, and you do it so well.
Well, we're very proud of the fact we did a huge party last year for about 200. It was for the Bank of the James. It was their Christmas party, and Vicki Spencer was in charge of that. And immediately, once they realized what was happening, they rebooked it. So that gave us a really nice jolt to say that we kind of knew what we were doing. We also had a wedding, Mother's Day, that was one of our probably first bigger weddings. Went off without a hitch, and it really, really was a good, job well done.
Now, I read that the Terrace on the James has a Go Green resolution. You want to tell me what that is?
Sure.
Our Go Green resolution, I guess that was part of our marketing team's campaign for us, and that was back in January to go with the salad bar. We have the largest and best, I think, salad bar in Lynchburg, but especially in downtown. So the Go Green is really what we were trying to get people to come in and go with the green salads. We kind of used a play on words there a little bit about Go Green, but we were hoping to let people know about our salad bar, because it's, like I said, we have 2 soups, we have chicken salad, tuna fish, fresh fruit, and then just an assortment of things to be able to put on your salad. So for us, that was our Go Green resolution.
That's wonderful. Now, you've also, your website says, redefine the $5 lunch. So tell me about that.
Well, the $5 lunch special that we just came up with was kind of a marketing idea just to get volume into the restaurant. And we've changed that special every single day. On Tuesdays and Fridays, we'll do the cheeseburger special. On Wednesdays, we'll do hot dog specials. On, another day, whatever other day there's left on Monday, is it Mondays? Mondays he'll do the grilled chicken sandwich. And I mean, we're just trying to give people the option to not be able to spend so much. I mean, you can spend $10, $12 at lunch.
Right.
We don't want you to do that. We'd like you to come in and get, French fries, a meal, and something to drink, all for $6. And we think that that's really a cool idea.
And I think the other piece of that redefined lunch has to do with the cheeseburgers. I think we have one of the best cheeseburgers in downtown because we're using Angus beef. Those are made to order. They're not coming out of a box. So we want people to know that that's their fresh French fries, their fresh burger, and they get a drink for $5.50. It's a good bargain, and I think that's why it's caught on so well in downtown.
That's really going to interest my husband, because if he finds a good cheeseburger somewhere, he will continue to go back.
Needs to come down and try it.
Send him down.
All right. I know that your lunch crowd is large. Is that mostly people who work downtown?
Well, we do have a large captive audience in the Bank of the James building. We have two or three law firms. We have some other people that come to us every day. We have seasonal regular customers, and we do a lot of business with the city. We do a lot of business with City Hall, with the Department of Welfare, with the inspectors. Code enforcement. I mean, they're just police department, fire, rescue, the academy from down the street next to the YMCA. There's a lot of people that come, and the wonderful thing about an open forum, which we have, is that we see new faces and new customers every day because people are starting to talk.
That's great. That's great. So business is really good.
Business has been very good.
All right. Now you said I asked if you did dinner. Do you serve dinner?
Right now, we are not doing dinner. Our hope is we will be able to do something small like steak, salad, and potatoes, maybe 2 nights a week. Look forward to that on our website or on our Facebook account. We are looking to do something for dinner. Great views of the city at night.
Oh, I know. You recently did our Science Fiction Club's 27th anniversary party, and everything came off so well. You all were so accommodating. I don't think anybody had to ask for anything, and I was really, really pleased. The price was good for us. And we had a karaoke DJ who came in, and there was room for her, and everything was wonderful. So tell us about hosting private parties.
Be more than happy to host anything from 15 to 300. All you have to do is get on our website, look us up in the phone book, go to our Facebook page, give us a call, either speak with John or myself. We'd be more than happy to work up a quote for you. And our fare does change, for our catering events. We do cordon bleus, we do fresh brisket that's carved. We can do anything that the customer wants. We have a set menu on the website that you can look to choose from, but we're also open to suggestions and to trying new things.
Now, is your catering exclusively at the restaurant, or do you go outside and cater?
It's mainly both.
You do both.
We like to keep it inside the Terrace and the James because of the venue of the Terrace.
Right.
But we have done many events. We did an event at Liberty University. The wedding that Michael spoke about was actually done at the parlor next door. So we're open to do catering outside, and we're also catering with inside.
Now, you mentioned your conference room.
Mm-hmm.
Is that used a lot by businesses for conference luncheons and dinners, that kind of thing?
A lot of our corporate vendors, corporate people that we use, corporate customers, will call us and ask us to use the room and cater a lunch and to do so that they have a guest speaker that comes in. And the insurance companies, the law firms, all these people, Region 2000 is a big proponent. We use them as well.
That was something I didn't know until recently, so I wanted to get the word out to our audience about that you do have facilities for that kind of thing. Now, you've recently taken over, John, I'm going to direct this to you, the coffee shop in the Bank of the James building, and I know you had some changes planned. You want to tell us what you're going to do with that, or has it opened yet?
Yeah, we're not open yet, Linda. We're getting close. We're trying to work on the last-minute details in the lease, but we are planning to take over that space. It's going to be called L.S. Harrison's Coffee and Company. We're going to be partnering with Bill's Pastries to be bringing in muffins and pastries. The Muse Coffee is going to be working with us as well. We're going to make it a little bit like a cafe as well. We're going to bring in a small salad bar downstairs. We'll do wraps. And really not a lot of cooking. It's really going to be more grab and go, but we're really excited about the coffee piece of it, to be able to have a downstairs storefront to be able to draw in some customers. Also let them know about the terrace as well upstairs.
I think that's wonderful. I mean,
We're really
is.
excited about that.
All right, if somebody wants to contact you about giving a private party, how would they go about doing that?
Just pick up the phone and give us a call, or you can go on our website and just click on the link that says contact us. Be more than happy to work up a quote. We do all of our quotes by contract, and we're very fair and very reasonable, as you know.
Yes, you are. And I think I've noticed that you work with groups, depending on the group. It's not just a set price.
We have some senior groups. We all know that, the senior citizens have been hit hard. They have not had any type of increase in the last 3 years.
Right.
So their pocket is very, valuable to us. And other people, have turned them away. We say, no, we'll go ahead and work with them and give them a price, that they need and can afford.
Now, when you do theme parties, do people book the restaurant and they bring in the decorations and
Yes.
carry the theme, and you do the menu?
It could be both. We can help in that process as well. Chef Preston is somebody that we've partnered with here in Lynchburg. He's had several dinners with us that are that part of the Lynchburg Underground Supper Club, and they're themed. He had a Mardi Gras theme. He had a Low Country Boil theme. If we have some of those decorations, we can help with it. If not, we'll be happy to assist with them or let people come in and bring their own.
Do you think that you might branch out eventually and exclusively, if somebody said, I want to have a Mexican party, or
Sure.
that you would do that?
Sure.
Absolutely.
We're doing a Jamaican jerk theme party.
Sounds great.
That's going to have some jojoba rice, and we're also going to do plantains with homemade vanilla ice cream. So it's basically up to the customer. We're there just to kind of help the customer make the decision on what they want. They come in and they kind of know, and we just kind of steer them in the right direction.
I was going to ask you, and probably there's no way you can answer this, but I wondered if you could give me a ballpark figure of a buffet gathering for 50 people, about how much that would cost. But that's dependent on menu.
It does. It all depends on whether you want just one entree or two, whether you want 4 starches and 3 vegetables, whether you want a salad bar or whether you don't. We are a full-service catering facility. We have our own facility, we have our own kitchen, we have our own staff, all of our own tables and chairs. So we can do anything that the customer wants us to do. The price is always, in that range of what they want. They tell us what we want, we try to build a price around that. Normally our basic price is usually $18 to $22 a plate per person. That does not include alcohol, and that does not include the venue space. That is just the plate per cost. And Linda, with the price of food going up every day, and the price of gas and the price of produce, everything has tripled or quadrupled. So it's really hard to quote a price based on that. But 18 to 22 is a fair.
And I still find you all more reasonable than a lot of places that don't offer as much as you all offer.
I'll tell you how we're able to do that. John and I run a very successful business during the day, so we don't have to charge that enormous fee for the space. When you're only getting 1 or 2 events, you have to charge that enormous fee for that space. We're running a business every day, so we can let that space fee go sometimes.
Do you have future plans for this restaurant?
Right now, I think we're focusing on putting our capital back into the restaurant, trying to make it a little bit more everyday successful. We're looking at expanding, as Michael mentioned, dinner. That might be something that we really definitely look into in the future. The coffee shop is our next branch out. So yeah, I wouldn't say that if that's successful as much as the restaurant has been, you might see some more from us.
Live entertainment, maybe?
Well, we're doing Thursdays on the Terrace.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, that's just starting. Actually, tomorrow is the first night for that. We have a live DJ. She's going to be doing some karaoke. Minus John is going to be playing next week. That's a band. So we do definitely have things planned for the use of the Terrace, because that is the main venue of the place.
It is. But, I was going to ask you if you thought you would ever try to expand something like Terrace on the James to Charlottesville or Roanoke.
It's hard for us right now just to keep a handle on all this, but if we grow to the point where we need to expand, I would probably expand in the building at dinner right now.
And that would be, I think it would lose some of its charm.
It does.
If you all were not on the premises, because I think that makes such a difference in the way you approach the
John and I
public.
like having our hands and touching every plate that goes out of our kitchen.
We like knowing our customers. We like to be able to say their name when they come in and be a part of the experience
That's
with them.
great. We only have about 3 more minutes, believe it or not. And the last question I want to ask you is what advice would you give to somebody else who was planning a venture like this or thought they would be able to do it?
I'm going to start off and then I'll let Michael finish. I would really think about it because restaurant work is extremely hard. I sat behind a desk and I did a lot of moving around when I was part of the HR team, but not like you do in a restaurant. It's a lot of hard work. You got to make sure you have everything ready for that customer when they walk in.
I would say just if I were going to give one piece of advice, know your customer base, know what you're going to do with your venue or your business, and execute your plan on a daily basis.
That's great. Your website.
www.terraceonthejames.com.
Okay.
Also give the Harrisons
And www.lsharrisonscoffee.
company.
And that's the coffee
Company.
shop.
Mhm.
Yes.
I thank you both for being my guest. I think this has been a really good show, and I wanted to get the word out about Terrace on the James because I think it's such a good restaurant.
Well, thank you
We
so
really
much.
appreciate that.
Thank you. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's program, and we'll visit Terrace on the James restaurant downtown in the Bank of the James building, 8th floor. My next show is going to be the first in a 2-part series about forensics and crime scene investigation in the Lynchburg area. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful evening, and don't forget that June is Adopt a Cat Month. Good night.